Lesson 8.1: The Power of Respecting Your Child's Uniqueness. Welcome to the next lesson, where we dive into a crucial aspect of parenting, respecting your child's uniqueness. It's time to ditch the one-size-fits-all approach and really tap into what makes your child an individual. Every child is unique, and it's our job as parents to recognize and celebrate that. What does it mean to respect uniqueness? Respecting your child's uniqueness means seeing them for who they are, not who you want them to be. It's about accepting that your child may have different strengths, weaknesses, interests, and ways of viewing the world than you do. This is not about lowering expectations or letting them off the hook. Rather, it's about appreciating and nurturing their personal growth in a way that aligns with their individual personality. Why does it matter? When we respect our child's uniqueness, we allow them to feel valued and understood. This builds trust and a sense of security. Without this, children may feel pressured to conform to our expectations rather than develop their own sense of identity. Respecting their uniqueness creates an environment where they can express themselves freely, which strengthens emotional maturity. Real-life example. Let's say you have a child who loves art, but you're a big sports enthusiast. You might have dreams of them being the next star athlete, but they have no interest in joining the soccer team. Instead, they spend hours drawing. Rather than pushing them to sign up for soccer because, let's face it, that's your dream, not theirs, you decide to encourage their passion for art. You buy them sketchbooks, take them to art museums, and praise their efforts. Over time, they develop a sense of pride in their artistic abilities, knowing you support them, even if their interests differ from yours. Lessons learned. The big takeaway here is that respecting your child's uniqueness doesn't mean agreeing with everything they do or letting them run wild. It's about guiding them toward growth while supporting their passions and individual traits. By doing this, you're not only helping them build self-worth, but also strengthening your relationship with them. They'll feel respected, which will make them more open to your influence as they mature. Remember, your goal isn't to mold them into a mini version of yourself, but to help them become the best version of who they truly are. Lesson 8.2: Affirming love and goodwill through words and actions. Welcome to this lesson where we're talking all about how to affirm love and goodwill with our kids, not just through what we say, but also through what we do. It's one thing to tell your child, "I love you," but it's a whole other thing to show it in ways that they can really feel and trust. The power of affirming. Affirming means more than just tossing out compliments. It's about showing our kids that we notice and appreciate who they are, not just what they do. This kind of affirmation builds up their confidence and trust in us. So instead of just saying, "Good job," we want to be specific. "I really appreciate how you helped your brother get ready this morning. It made the morning run a lot smoother." It's in these small, specific affirmations that our kids start to understand that we're seeing the real them and not just their actions. Affirmation in action. Let's paint a picture. Imagine your teenager just came home from a long day of school and they look exhausted. Rather than just offering a generic, "How was your day?" which might get a grumbled "fine" in response, try something like, "You must have worked really hard today. I'm proud of how you keep pushing through." Even if they don't respond immediately, trust me, these words sink in. And it's not just about the words, it's about the little things you do to back them up. A hand on the shoulder, a smile, or even just being there, available to listen. Sometimes actions can speak volumes where words fall short. Lesson learned. So what can we take away from this? When we affirm our children, we're not only encouraging the behaviors we want to see, but we're also reinforcing their self-worth. We're teaching them that they are valuable, not just because of what they achieve, but because of who they are. Affirmation creates a safe space where our kids can feel secure in being themselves, even when they mess up. It's less about perfecting behavior and more about affirming the person behind the action. Hi there, we hope you're enjoying this course. If you are, just a quick note to let you know there's plenty more to explore. We're constantly adding new content, so be sure to check out freecoursesforall.com. That's free courses, the number 4, all.com. Now back to the course. Lesson 8.3, Listening Without Judgment or Reactivity. Welcome to Lesson 8.3, Listening Without Judgment or Reactivity. In this lesson, we dive into the art of listening, not just with your ears, but with your whole self. Ever tried listening to someone while your brain is already cooking up a response? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing. When it comes to truly connecting with your kids, it's less about what you're going to say next and more about being fully present in the moment. The power of non-reactive listening. Listening without judgment is like giving your child an emotional hug. It's about making them feel heard, valued, and understood. But let's be honest, this is easier said than done, especially when your child is mid-meltdown because you said no to ice cream for dinner again. The natural urge to jump in and either fix, correct, or lecture is strong, but real listening requires hitting the pause button on all that. When you suspend judgment, you allow your child to open up, and it helps them feel safe expressing their thoughts and emotions, no matter how irrational they may seem. It's a practice of empathy, where the focus is on understanding rather than responding. You're not trying to solve their problem in the moment. You're simply being a mirror for their thoughts and feelings. A real-life example. Imagine this. It's the end of a long day, and your 10-year-old is upset because they didn't get invited to a classmate's birthday party. Naturally, your parental instincts kick in, and you want to tell them that everything will be okay, or worse, call the classmate's parents to give them a piece of your mind. But instead, you take a deep breath and ask, how does that make you feel? Then, you actually listen. Your child may begin with, it's not fair, followed by a storm of emotions. Resist the urge to downplay their feelings or jump in with solutions like, well, we can have a party next weekend instead. Simply let them talk. Validate their emotions with phrases like, I can see why you feel that way, or that must be really tough. After a while, you may find that your child, once the emotional wave has passed, is more open to talking calmly about how to handle disappointment. The lesson here? They don't always need you to fix things. They need you to understand them. Lessons learned by listening without judgment or reactivity, you're teaching your child that their feelings matter, no matter what. You're also modeling a powerful skill, handling emotions with calm and patience, even in moments of frustration. In time, they'll learn to navigate their own emotional roller coasters, knowing that they have a trusted sounding board in you. So, the next time your child is venting or upset, remember, you don't have to be a problem solver. Just be their safe place and watch how that connection strengthens. Now, go on and practice the art of true listening, the kind where you put your own reactions on the back burner and give your full attention to your child's emotional world. You might be surprised at how much closer it brings you both. Lesson 8.4, Supporting Emotional Expression in Children. Welcome to Lesson 8.4. If there's one thing all parents can agree on, it's that kids come with a lot of emotions. From excitement to frustration, joy to anger, and everything in between, children experience emotions intensely and often express them in ways that leave us scratching our heads. Our job as parents is to help them navigate this emotional roller coaster and learn how to express their feelings in a healthy way. Why support emotional expression? Supporting emotional expression is more than just allowing your child to cry or vent. It's about giving them the tools to identify, process, and communicate their emotions. When kids feel supported in expressing their emotions, they grow up with a better sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Plus, it helps prevent bottling up feelings, which can lead to larger emotional outbursts later on. How do we support emotional expression? First off, it's important to create a safe space where your child feels comfortable sharing their emotions. You can start by modeling emotional expression yourself. It's okay to say, I'm feeling frustrated right now because I've had a long day. This shows your child that expressing feelings is natural and acceptable. But remember, while it's great to encourage emotional expression, it's equally important to teach them how to manage and channel those emotions in productive ways. Screaming or throwing things might be how a toddler expresses anger, but as they grow, we need to guide them toward more constructive outlets. Real life example. The frustration meltdown. Let's say your 6-year-old Jamie has just hit a wall with their homework. They throw down the pencil, cross their arms, and shout, "I hate this. I'm never doing homework again." Your first instinct might be to tell them to calm down or send them to their room. But instead, you decide to validate their feelings first. "I see you're really frustrated with this homework right now. That's okay. Sometimes things feel hard." By acknowledging their emotion without judgment, you give them space to express it. Then, gently guide them. Let's take a few deep breaths and tackle one question at a time. We'll figure this out together. Over time, Jamie learns that it's okay to feel frustrated, but that they don't have to let those feelings overwhelm them. They begin to associate frustration with problem solving rather than with giving up. Lessons learned. When we support emotional expression in our children, we're teaching them valuable life skills. They learn that emotions are valid and manageable, not something to be ashamed of. This also creates stronger bonds of trust between you and your child, knowing they can come to you with their feelings and receive support rather than judgment. By giving them the tools to express and regulate their emotions, we help them develop emotional resilience, a critical skill for navigating relationships, school, and eventually adulthood. So let's embrace the tears, the tantrums, and the frustration as opportunities to help our kids grow emotionally. In this lesson, the key takeaway is to validate your child's emotions and provide guidance on how to channel those feelings constructively. It's not about avoiding the emotions, but helping them understand and handle them better. In Chapter 8, we explored the importance of respecting your child's uniqueness, affirming love and goodwill through both words and actions, and listening without judgment or reactivity. We also focused on supporting emotional expression, providing practical examples to help children feel understood and safe when expressing their emotions. These lessons help build stronger, more trusting relationships between parents and children. Coming up in Chapter 9, we'll dive into developing emotional maturity in children, giving you tools to help your child navigate their emotional world with confidence.